Dozens of dogs being dumped in a neighborhood in the county on the south side of there. And a woman who's been helping them says she's asking for authorities to help fix the problem. Now, our Courtney From spoke with her earlier today. Courtney, how does she handle all of these strays?
Good evening, Elizabeth. She says she tries to take them to the animal shelter, but since she lives in the county outside of city limits, it costs her about $10 each dog every time. And she says that really starts to add up when you get a litter of 5 puppies dropped off in the street in front of her house.
You should actually take care of your dogs, not throw them out with your trash. And also, more likely, if you put your dog in a trash bag and try to suffocate it, it's just gonna die.
Those are the words of a 10-year-old who's had to watch her stepmom help out dozens of dumped dogs.
Animal control, I feel like, should be helping us more out here in Lubbock County than in the city limits because we need it so bad out here.
Justice Stout lives outside the city limits, and just like every other person, she has bills and pets of her own.
I was getting ready to go to the store and we saw somebody throw out what looked like trash, and then they sped off and ended up coming around, and it was 3 little puppies, and they kind of poked their heads out and the people just left them there.
But she has incidents like that happen all too often.
I just wish that they would be more responsible, and I wish that they would at least take them to the shelter to drop them off.
She says she does what she can to help.
We're not going to let any of the animals starve, but again, it's $10 per animal to drop off at the shelter. So that's one of the hardest parts.
She says especially with dogs that are dropped off that aren't fixed.
I mean, if we have 4 dogs and let's say that they have 5 to 10 puppies apiece, you know, with 4 dogs, that could be 40 new additions to this neighborhood that we definitely can't take on.
She says nothing is going to change unless they get some help.
It's just bad out here to see some of these dogs dying because they're sick. We can't afford to just open a shelter out here and just, hey, dump your dogs for free, you know?
You should not just throw out your dogs like trash. You should at least try to
find them homes.
At least sell them, and at least find them a home before you just drop them off in the middle of the street. That's the last thing I would have done.
Now, she says it also becomes a danger with her kids outside running around and these stray dogs out there. Now, I did contact the city of Lubbock Animal Control, and they said that when there's a dog running around outside of the city limits, they ask people to contact the sheriff's department. Elizabeth.
Thank you, Courtney. Well, the South Plains